The last time these two sides met at the same venue, it finished 1-5 in favor of Mamelodi Sundowns. Is this a revenge game for a Kaizer Chiefs? Well, it is Soweto versus Mamelodi. The high-octane football of MANQOBA, or the direct high-energy intensity largely occupied by a Nabi. A 4-2-3-1 system favored by Nabi versus the 4-3-3 system that is used by a MANQOBA. I do go by the name of Oscar Ntsinzi Football, where I engage on anything to do with soccer, football, from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. On this episode of Oscar Ntsinzi Football, basically just looking at four areas on this big game. Number one, the strengths and weaknesses of the two sides, how they can actually win this game, how Chiefs or Sundowns can win this game. Number three, the approach of the two technical teams. And last but not least, just giving my starting 11 or preferred starting 11 that could actually win this game. Now, we ain't wasting any time, but we're going straight to the strength and the weaknesses of the two sides. Now, let us start with the weaknesses of Kaizer Chiefs. And this is what I identified. You'll tell me if you agree, or maybe point out some other weaknesses that you've seen. And what is informing this is what I've seen in the past two games. Largely, what happened in the second game against AmaZulu, the game they won 1-3. Now, the first goal Kaizer Chiefs scores. It's funny that I'm saying this is a weakness, but hear me out here. The first goal they score. The guy who wins the ball, just over on the right hand side, just over the center line, is not a Duba who was largely occupying that side, or a Mart, but it is a defender. Inacio Miguel is the one who wins the ball. I think it's Mdluli. Can't remember the number 10 of AmaZulu. He wins the ball, and then he gives a true pass to a Shivaviro, who eventually actually wins who scores the first goal for Kaizer Chiefs. Now you'll be wondering, where would a weakness be in such a scenario? Now, Inacio Miguel is a defender, and as much as it could be seen as an assist or a positive that he won the ball, but my worry more than anything is his positioning. Similar to how or where he was in the first goal, or the only goal that AmaZulu scored. The attack comes from the right. There's already a Kaizer Chiefs player there. I think it was Cross. Can't remember the other one. It was Frosler, and then it was someone else. But guess who was there as well? Inacio Miguel was also part of the four players that were there for Kaizer Chiefs. And when Brooks puts in that ball, where Inacio is supposed to be positioned, he was absent from that area. And this is compromising his partner, Rushwin Dotley. Now, the weakness of Kaizer Chiefs is largely in terms of a positioning of this defender. If this defender commits himself in that area, like he did in the first goal of Kaizer Chiefs against AmaZulu, where he wins the ball high up in the area, against a side like Mamelodi Sundowns, if you commit yourself in such a further area from your original position, and the Mamelodi Sundowns manages to beat you, you are in danger, because Mamelodi Sundowns is not AmaZulu. They've got really good creative midfielders and some quick attackers. You have Ribeiro, you have you have a Reyners, and you might also have a MOKWENA bombing up forward on the right hand side. So Miguel Inacio should really be wise and be careful of his positioning. He more than anything, what's needed from him is a discipline. Stay with your left center back. Stay in your right center back position. Otherwise, if you're finding yourself in this area, a quality side or a more structured side will actually punish your team. Now, let us go to the weaknesses of Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns, historically, traditionally, they have not had quick center backs, and it is no different from the two center backs that will probably start this game, which MANQOBA he has used for the past 2 games in the league. That is Libusa and a Grant Kekana. 2 brilliant defenders. Grant Kekana is the reigning defender of the season in Betway Premiership, but they are not the fastest in the league, and that is the major weakness of Mamelodi Sundowns. Wait until you see or hear me when I actually breaking down on how the Kaizer Chiefs needs to win against Mamelodi Sundowns. So that's the weaknesses of these two teams, and that's how they have they've no opposition. They've created a lot of chances for themselves when they play against Mamelodi Sundowns. It's when they put the ball behind the last line of defense, and we saw it with the Titus Stellenbosch game. We saw it with Mujela. We saw it with the late runs of Adams. So the pace of the center backs of Mamelodi Sundowns is there obviously a big weakness. Now let's go to the strength of Kaizer Chiefs. High intensity. Their transition is on another level, and that is the biggest difference between this Kaizer Chiefs team and the one from previous seasons. So, and you can see the hand and the element of a Tunisian or more. You know, this modern football, when you are able to leverage on moments of transition, you actually give yourself a chance of winning games, and we've seen that with how they scored their second goal, where Shabalala found someone, I think it was a right back, Frosler won the ball, gave it to Shabalala. Shabalala found Serino, who's playing with the right foot on the left flank, cut inside, eventually scoring the goal. So it just took 3 touches and it was already a goal. So that's the biggest advantage of a Kaizer Chiefs, or the biggest strength of a Kaizer Chiefs. Strength of Mamelodi Sundowns. We are talking about a team that's ball position orientated. And when MANQOBA took over RULANI, this is what he said. He said he wants them to get as quick as possible to opposition boxes. He wants a lot of box entries, and that is what we've seen in the past 4 games against Babane, against Marumo, and against Supersport. There's been a lot of box entries, and there's been a lot of quick way of playing to get to the other side, like how they scored their second goal against Marumo. Marumo is an attack. They lose the ball almost in the 18-yard area of Mamelodi Sundowns. Musa Libusa wins the ball. He gives the ball to a Lucas Ribeiro in the center line. Lucas Ribeiro finds a Teshrik Matthews who's bombing on the left. Matthews, he can go for himself and go for glory, but he decides to square past the ball to a Reyners. Reyners finishes first time. So 4 touches, they're in the box, and it's a goal. So those are some of the things that a Kaizer Chiefs should be wary of. That this is not a Mamelodi Sundowns that used to build, have slow build-ups from the back, like in RULANI's era. They have changed. They are a different team. As much as they're still, the Shushan piano, keeping position, but they keep position, but when it's time to find, those pockets, largely used by their number 10s or their number 8s in Alende, Mkhulise, Mabue, or Emudiba. If Kaizer Chiefs is then able to close those pockets, it's going to be a problem, because nowadays you find a Modibo who's left-footed playing on the right and an Allende who's right-footed playing on the left. When these guys get balls, it's no longer get the ball, pass it back. They get the ball, they find the Ribeiro, they find the Tesh, they find the Renas. So that's the biggest strength of a Mamelodi Sundowns. Their ability to manipulate the pockets, their ability to get the ball as quick as they can to their number 10s, the number 8s, and their forward players. Now, let's look at how Kaizer Chiefs can actually win this game. I really believe that, as much as I know that a Nabi's system, or the system he favors a lot, is a 4-2-3-1, having two defensive midfielders or defensive minded midfielders. Now, against the Mamelodi Sundowns, their best chance of beating a Mamelodi Sundowns is to have a 3-man midfield, probably a 1-6 and double eights who will play box to box, which is why I will have a Castillo and in my midfield, and Mart also playing as a number 8. I don't see Mart as a number 6, a defensive midfielder, but I see him as a box to box kind of a guy. And the sooner Kaizer Chiefs fans accept that Mart is their captain, the better for them. He is not going to be benched. He will be playing. He will be starting. So their best chance of winning this game is probably to mirror what Mamelodi Sundowns will do in the middle. They will have a 3-man midfield, probably thereof a 6, Rivaldo, 8 of Modiba and Allende, or 8 of a Modiba and Mkulise. We all know what's happening with MOKWENA. If he's there, he might not be starting the game. He might be on the bench. So Kaizer Chiefs, to win this game, they must mirror what Sundowns is doing in the middle. Have a midfield 3, and but their 8 must be workaholics. They must be fit, which is something I've seen to be a challenge for Kaizer Chiefs. The high intensity football demanded by Nabi is probably taking a toll on them, because the second half of the matches they've played, they really, the energy levels really go down, and they allow opponents to do as they please, which is a disadvantage for Kaizer Chiefs. So their best way is to actually do what Stellenbosch did to a MANQOBA. A Stellenbosch had a Sihle in the middle, had a Jabbar. I'm just forgetting the other player in the 3-man midfield. I think it was an Adams. Yes, Adams playing as a 8/10, and then the front 3 of the most underrated white men playing in South Africa, Andre de Jong. So it was an Andre de Jong, it was a Mugela, and a Titus. The midfield 3, when they win the ball, they mirror that 3 of Mamelodi Sundowns in the middle, and whenever they win the ball, Sihle, Jabbar, and the other guy, they give it to an Andre de Jong. They get it to a Titus. They get it to a Mugela, and those 3 up front, they are quick. Explosive, and that's the best way for Kaizer Chiefs to beat this Mamelodi Sundowns team. How does Mamelodi Sundowns neutralize and humble a Kaizer Chiefs that they are in high spirit? Where Kaizer Chiefs fans are at this point in time, they believe that they can beat anything. They can beat any Real Madrid. So how does Mamelodi Sundowns win this game against this Kaizer Chiefs team? Now, obviously, what MANQOBA has done is to use a lot of his quick fullbacks. Murena has really played well in the past 2 games. Aseko Tiwan, I'm expecting these players to start. They are quick, and that's why. So because at times it will look like a 3-5-2 when they have the ball, with a Rivaldo shielding Libusa and a Grand Kekan. So you'll have a midfield of a back 3, and then you'll have a Murena, Aseko in the middle. You have then a Modiba, an Allende, and then you have a Ribeiro dropping to the middle to play as a 10, and then to be able then to find a Reyners and a Tesh. And if Kaizer Chiefs are not wary of these fullbacks, Morena and Etiwana, there's going to be a lot of crosses. There's going to be a lot of cutbacks, and that's how MANQOBA beat Swallows, beat Marumo, beat SuperSport. You're going to have a lot of these guys bombing up and down. That's the advantage of Mamelodi Sundowns. They can come with crosses. They can come through the center using their 8s or 10s, Allende, Mudiba, Ribeiro. So Kaizer Chiefs will be wary of this. The fullbacks of Aseko, Morena, the number 10s, the number 8s coming through the middle. So they can come wide, they can come through the middle. So that is why the positioning of Eshwin, Dotley, and Miguel is critical. And the Cross and Frosler, they should be very, very disciplined. And the compactness of Kaizer Chiefs is the only one thing that can actually prevent Mamelodi Sundowns from winning this game. The gaps between the defenders and the midfield, it's okay to take Mamelodi Sundowns wide, but the players who are going with them wide, they should be very disciplined, because it is not just helicopter crosses, but it's crosses that are cutbacks. It's crosses that are almost like cross passes. So they will be coming wide. They will be coming through the center. The compactness of Kaizer Chiefs is very, very, very important. Then, third point, how does Nabi approach this game? How does MANQOBA approach this game? For a Nabi, my opinion, the best way to approach this game is not to go toe-to-toe with the Mamelodi Sundowns. That will be a mistake, because their midfielders, technically, they are more superior than that of a Kaizer Chiefs. So going toe-to-toe with them, it will be a challenge for a Kaizer Chiefs. So their best way or Nabi of approaching this game will be having a very good defensive shape, and allow Mamelodi Sundowns to have the ball as they normally do with all of their matches. But then they should master their transition. They should be very good in transition, because when they win the ball, there's no time to be keeping the ball, doing back passes. Get the ball to a Sereno as quick as you can, to a Shivaviro as quick as you can, and to a Dubri that is in my lineup as quick as you can. How does MANQOBA Mngqithi approach this game? I think the first 15 or 20 minutes will be critical in this game. If Mamelodi Sundowns, they manage to score a goal in the first 15 or 20 minutes, it's going to be key for them. It's going to be very important for them. Hence, then, they need to go full-blown attack on Chiefs. Considering that Kaizer Chiefs, they are not as fit as a Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns have played more games. They've played more games of consequence than a Kaizer Chiefs. So they should go all out in attack at this Kaizer Chiefs team. And because we can't say Kaizer Chiefs have really been tested against Amazulu or against Marumo Gallants. I think personally, this game for Kaizer Chiefs players and Nabi has come too early for them. It has come too early for them, and it's going to be interesting how they're going to deal with how they're going to close those pockets, those spaces in between midfield and in between defenders. So the compactness of Kaizer Chiefs is going to be critical. Close the pockets, close the spaces in between the midfield and defenders. Otherwise, if you open the passes coming from an Aubrey postman, from a Ribeiro, from an Allende, I mean, everyone in that midfield has got a pass. Which now lends me the last thing to speak about on this episode, which is my starting 11. I don't see any changes for Mamelodi Sundowns. It's an open secret. I don't even need to dwell much on it. Williams is number 1, number 2 Morena, number 3 Tiwani, the centre backs Grant and Musa Lebusa, midfield 3 of Rivaldo, Allende, Mudiba, and then the front 3 of Reyners, Tesh, and Ribeiro. These first 11, they are undroppable. We love Mshishi, but as much as I would want to throw in an Mshishi there, but Tesh is undroppable. Tesh, I still say this, watching games from last season and even the preseason, Teshrick Matthews is by far the best finisher. Maybe, just maybe, Reynolds is challenging him. So you've got 3 guys who are undroppable up front. So there's no room for Mshishi because how MANQOBA plays is he needs that midfield 3 of Rivaldo and his 2/8 or 2/10s of Mudiba and Allende. So first 11 of Mamelodi Sundowns does not change. It's what you know and it will remain. Maybe the only temptation might be to start Allende from the bench with them coolies. Maybe that could be the only temptation. But Kaizer Chiefs, the back 4 remains. The goalkeeper remains. Ntwari, Frosler, who's playing on the left, Cross, Miguel, and Dudley. That's the back 4. Now, where things might change, listening to the interviews that Nabi made, he made mention of an ox. Mteto, that he might start. Maybe those are just mind games. I don't see someone who has not featured in the past 2 games, even on the bench, starting this game against the Mamelodi Sundowns. Yes, I know that Blom is not match fit. I mean, the guy was breathing heavily in that game, but you can see the qualities in Blom. The games in MLS versus the ones here in South Africa, they play very quick. So you can understand why the young man was huffing and puffing, breathing heavily in that game. So this is where I will switch. I will include new faces. Blom will start. As much as I'm aware that he might not finish the game, Blom will start as a 6. He did well in the 45 minutes he gave against Amazulu. Blom in that midfield 3. So I'm saying that Nabi should start with a 4-3-3. So the midfield 3 of Blom, and I will start a Castillo, who has not done well, but as a box-to-box he might do better, and Amar next to him. So a 3 midfield of Blom, Castillo, and Amar. And the front 3, I will include a Shivaviro as the number 9. To his left, a Sereno. And then, I'll put a Sereno just behind them. So it's a 4-3-3 that almost looks like a 4-4-2 diamond shape. Now at the tip of this diamond is a 10. I'll put Sereno there. And the double 2 up front, it will be Shivaviro and the pace of the breadwinner himself, Ashley Dupree. I think this might be a formidable 11, an 11 that might match Sundowns and trouble its defense because of the trickery, the guile of a Sereno and the pace and the bullying of a Shivaviro and the pace of an Ashley Dupree. Interesting that Kaizer Chiefs allowed Amazulu to bully them when Amazulu changed their formation to a 3-5-2. They were bullied in the middle with five people in the middle, and then the 2 big men, the guy from Dion and Iguodaro. They bullied those defenders. So this is a great matchup, and I'm not going to give my prediction, but I'm going to leave it all to you. I want to try and approach this game or this episode as sober as I can. As a fan, I want my team to win, and but Kaizer Chiefs, they're coming into this the highest spirit. Ask any Mamelodi Sundowns fan, they will tell you this, that it is okay for Mamelodi Sundowns to lose to Orlando Pirates. We can move. But to lose to a Kaizer Chiefs, you will not be able to breathe. You will not be able to sleep. You will lose your appetite. Your time will just run on its own. So if I had to choose to lose to any other team in South Africa, it is definitely not a Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs will definitely want to put a dent on Mamelodi Sundowns with their success and the noise of the 57 supporters that they've made in the past 10 years. Also, it has become unbearable for a lot of Kaizer Chiefs fans. So, seeing this content and you've seen value in what I've broken down on this episode, please do like, please do follow. It is appreciated. Do comment on the section below and help me to reach 10,000 subscribers by December. And I really appreciate all the guys who are coming back, giving feedback, engaging, negative or positive. I do attempt to give my feedback to to you all. And I will end it there. And I say good luck to both teams. FNB, let us arrive at the stadium early. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff. Be there early, Masanda. Want to be there, Amakosi, early. Enjoy the game. And, behave yourselves in the stadium. Respect the security personnel that are there. I end it there by saying, may my God bless you all.